Praise be to Jesus. Praise be to the Blessed Mother. I'm Julia Lee Yeon-hee, who moved from Seoul. I came here to testify to this beanie with the All Signs of Grace of Naju. When I arrived here last year, I was going to stay at the farmhouse with my mother-in-law for a while. My mother-in-law was so sick, suffering from the after effect of shingles and vasculitis. I also have many kinds of diseases. My eyes hurt because I accidentally poked my cornea with my hand, and I had serious panic disorder. Dear everyone, am I looking sick? Seeing my big build, my face and voice, I don't look sick. So I couldn't reveal my sickness even to my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law looked so healthy just like me. Back then, my mother-in-law was having a hard time with her severe sicknesses. So I suggested to her, let's get a little farmhouse to stay here just for a while, because I have faith in Naju. I thought that it would be fine if my mother-in-law could be healed even a little bit here. So I acquired the farmhouse and started living with my mother-in-law here. I'm a volunteer in the kitchen on the Blessed Mother's Mountain. At first, other volunteer sisters encouraged me to wear the beanie with all signs of grace of Naju. However, I had so serious seborrheic dermatitis that I always thought that I should not cover my head with a hat or something. But the volunteer sisters strongly insisted that I wear the beanie with all signs of grace. I ignored their suggestion at first. Later, my mother-in-law and I just wore them as an obligation, one for each, and started living in the farmhouse. At first, my mother-in-law was so scared to live here because she had no acquaintances or friends here. I was the only one that she could rely on while staying here. And she didn't know about Mama Julia at the time. When I started living here with my mother-in-law, I would come and go to Seoul. I couldn't drive for more than 2 hours because I had a severe dizziness. So, when I drove here from Seoul, I had to stop by in all the service areas in order to arrive safely, or at least I had to get some sleep at the rest areas for a while. But the volunteer sister said, try the beanie of grace, trust it, and try it. When I went back and forth and vice versa to Seoul while wearing the beanie of grace, my severe dizziness disappeared without realizing it. In those days, I didn't think about trying the t-shirt or beanie made with all signs of grace. The volunteer sisters always recommend to try and use the beanie. So I thought a little bit, I wish I could get some kind of healing now. While coming and going to Seoul, I was wondering, oh, I'm not getting dizzy anymore. Is it this beanie that I have to thank for? At first, I wasn't sure about it, so I didn't think much about the graces given through this beanie. Meanwhile, my mother-in-law had to change her panties 7 to 8 times at night when urinating, since she couldn't go to the restroom properly. Because she also had an early stage of dementia, she would hide those panties under the bed or sofa. Then, when I woke up in the morning, I couldn't endure the stink that filled the little house. One day, I put the beanie of grace on my mother-in-law and said to her just in case, Mother, try putting this on your belly like this while sleeping at night. My mother-in-law was simply faithful than I was. The reason why I thought like this was that I met Mama Julia, experienced all the graces given through her and everything. But my mother-in-law didn't know anything about Mama Julia. She said after listening to me, all right, if you said so, anything could happen. Then the panties that she had to change at night got lesser and lesser, from 7 to 2 pieces, then 1 piece, and now she doesn't have to change it anymore. Even when she sleeps at night, she doesn't urinate on her panties anymore, and she goes to the restroom very well to relieve by herself. And my mother-in-law has the TV on 24 hours a day. When she watches TV, she often says, bad bastard, wretch, jerk, must kill that shit. It means when she watched TV or drama, she was so immersed in the TV that she might think the one on TV was committing sins in rear. The cursing that came out from her mouth was so vulgar that I couldn't even imagine. But when I put this beanie on my mother-in-law's head, I said, Mother, if you wear this, the person on the TV may look pretty. So why don't you try it on? And she never said no.
But really, can I try it on? Can I really stop cursing?
In this way, my mother-in-law and I began to experience these miracles, sharing graces to each other. And she stopped swearing after wearing the beanie with all signs of grace. Before that, she used to be cranky and swear a lot. As the volunteer sisters know me well, she's not a normal-looking grandma, but now she believes that she has been such a nice old lady from the first. So, sometimes she asks me to put the beanie on her. Now she has 2 beanies that she can wear in turns. Thanks to those beanies, she has become a very kind old lady now. Also, I take her to see a doctor once a month due to her dementia. At first, she always said that she wanted to die because of her depression, and she struggled with the feeling of being alone. Her dementia was very severe. But while staying here, my mother-in-law started to get better and better, so her children built a 3-storied house here for us. You can also come take a look. Other people tell me, now that you have raised all your children and your husband has settled down, then you can live comfortably and eat well. So they feel great pity for me that I moved here, live together with the elderly women with dementia. But it is really such a great grace to live here. I think like this. When I received all the graces while wearing this beanie, it was through Mama Julia's painful suffering, the suffering that is like breaking her bones and her sacrifices. I didn't know her pain at first. How great are the graces I have received from wearing this beanie. When I wake up every morning while wearing this beanie, I pray 20 decades of the rosary and attend Mass. My volunteer sisters and I go to the field and mountain to work together. The sisters never take off this beanie from their head. When we work under the scorching sun over 30 Celsius degrees, we wear this beanie. It's so hot that the sweat gets into our eyes, and it feels like our eyes are burning, even though it's hot and our eyes hurt and are sore. But our team leader encourages us, saying, by wearing this beanie, let us participate in Mama Julia's sufferings even a little bit and receive grace. Whenever I go to the market on the 5th of every month with my mother-in-law, I always wear this beanie. Some people who see me wearing the beanie say with appreciation, "You are so pretty in that beanie." Am I pretty? Some people ask, where did you get this beanie? How could there be such a beanie? And they would say that it's the first time they've seen such a beanie. Then I would tell them confidently, go to the Blessed Mother's Mountain in Naju. You can purchase it at the religious article shop in the Blessed Mother's Chapel in Naju. They say that my beanie with all signs of grace of Naju looks very special. I have received so many blessings and graces by wearing this beanie to the point that I really wrote them down one by one and share them with each and every one of you. I had a very bad relationship with my husband before, but now we live harmoniously thanks to the grace from this beanie. I wonder how great it is to receive so many graces through this one beanie with all signs of graces. And when my mother-in-law is in good condition and happy wearing the beanie, she often says to me, "Dear, this place Naju is Mary's Ark of Salvation." I got surprised because she has never seen Mama Julia. But somehow those words came out of her mouth.
Hey, she looks really pretty. Then how can she tolerate that pain? Am I being healed because we're pain?
So, I hope all of you also receive graces through this beanie for your own sake, please. Think about it. How much pain, how many tears, and how many sacrifices that Mama Julia have offered up to create this beanie with all signs of grace. So what I really want to tell you is that even if we may not be able to wear clothes with all signs of grace, I hope that you at least try to have this beanie. I wish all of our bad thoughts, worldly thoughts, and bad things that you can't throw away be thrown away by wearing this beanie which contains all of Mama Julia's sacrifices. By doing so, I hope all of us live a life in unity with Mama Julia. I love you, and I am happy. May you all live a happy life.